Hey everyone, it's Sonia here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You have reached episode 169 of the I Am podcast. And thank you. Thank you for finding this episode. Thank you for following along. And thank you for helping me create 169 different conversation topics, different thinking points, a different approach altogether, a fresh approach. Ha, get that? Okay, guys, welcome, welcome. It's Sonia here, your cheeky host, hostess with the mostest. And this is all about welcoming you into my journey, a day in my life. These solo episodes that you come across can be anything. Sometimes it could be my blog episode. Sometimes it could be just me having an open hearted dialogue with a little bit of coffee left and some my smoothie left and some water here. So, I'm literally having the liquid buffet staring at me, and I'm thinking about what it's like every day to step into that feeling of making my own sunshine. And I invite you to follow along today. Today's coffee cup, today's episode is sponsored by the newest coffee cup to my collection. And to get a good video look here, it says, I make my own sunshine. It says it on the front and back. It's yellow, it's pretty. And the fact that my oldest daughter gave this to me for Christmas just means the world to me. It really does. Time flies so quickly. And at 51 and a half, that's where I'm at, folks. I never in a million years expected my life to be exactly the way it looks right here, right now, today. Um, Never in a million years would I have thought that coffee cups bring so much joy to my face, that thinking about my family warms my heart, that I would be exactly where I am right here, right now in my healing and health journey. That I'd be right here, right now with my finances. So I'm gonna tell you the bitter honest truth. It's really hard when you're a believer of law of attraction and when you're a believer of the universe and that there's something greater. When you are a believer that everything is working out for you, you believe. And you can't see me right now for those who are listening to the audio, but you might be able to feel my energy. You totally believe amongst anything that everything is working out for you and that you are exactly where you are supposed to be right here, right now on this journey. But it's hard. Some days it's hard, right? Some days you don't know what to think. You don't know how to feel. You don't know what you can take. It's hard. Some days are so easy that they fly by and you don't even notice them, and you're having so much fun and you're interacting like normal. And maybe you have one or two things that have slid into the day that you need to deal with, but it really isn't that bad. But then there are the other days where it seems like every phone call you make, every time you try to take a step forward, it's not at all in a million years what you would have thought it would be. And yet, something so simple as choosing a coffee cup meant to make you smile, to remind you where your bliss truly is. And it just warms my heart. So, this episode is sponsored by today's coffee cup, and maybe I'll start doing that more in 2024, is dedicating each time I go solo on my podcast to a coffee cup. Okay, so a couple things I want to talk about today. First of all, welcome to 2024, and many of you have made some sort of resolutions. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. We're going to talk about what it's like, keeping it real, the feelings that I started to tap into a little bit in the intro there, where not every day is going to be easy. And how are you getting through those hard days? And did you know that it is taking you so much energy or more to hyper focus on the bad days or the what ifs or to let those moments bring you down. Talking from experience here, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving pieces. And it is easy to fall into the woe is me, I am a victim. I am trying to come up for air on those days. And sometimes those days feel like they're surrounding you and you're looking for that glimmer. You're looking for that little piece of joy that is sparkling somewhere to bring you a little bit out of that reality and into the reality that you like best, things that make you feel good. But that whole process is hard. Not everybody's going to get what you're going through. You don't get what you're going through because, my friend, you're growing at such high levels right now. There's a saying, there's a couple sayings I'm going to lean into today, and what's meant for you won't go past you, no matter where you're at in your journey. And think about this. How many times have you seen a saying, an affirmation, or maybe you're seeing flashing numbers, but you're seeing this repeating message over and over and over again. And finally, it gets your attention. Finally, you stop and pause. And whether you're thinking about it or whether you're oblivious to anything besides the fact that you just saw it again and there's no other intention meant for it, all of that is okay. But understand right now, if you're seeing a repeating pattern, there is a message there for you. So you're never, ever, ever going to miss what's meant for you. It'll always be there for you, waiting, right? At the right time, it's going to all work out for you. And that's how come you have to believe that everything is working out for you. As hard as the moments are. And this is where you need to lean into the different steps, right? You need to lean into, what are you doing? Are your actions mimicking your true heart's desire? Or are your actions mimicking the victim? I was mimicking the victim the other day, and I was crying and I was letting life beat me up, and I was definitely not making my own sunshine, or it didn't last. It didn't last because I didn't have it in me anymore. As much as I thought I was resting and taking care of myself, there's a message. And Tony definitely steered me in the right direction in a couple of areas. And one of the things he said, and I want to share this with you, is I made a comment that I was punishing myself by the way I was eating sweets all of a sudden. And I had stepped away from sweets for a long time. And he's like, stop. He's like, why are you feeling bad about eating sweets right now? Why are you punishing yourself? Just enjoy them. And I'm like, oh, don't make that the issue. He didn't quite say that, but that's the coach part in me translating. Don't make that the issue. If you want the sweets, eat the sweets, but don't add that volume of feeling like you're punishing yourself. Get rid of that. And I loved that. I loved that power. And I loved how that does make me feel like I'm in control of one little thing right now. So that is something I can control, is the way I respond to that. I can also control the way that lit me up on the inside in a good way. So invite messages into your life to help see where you're at. And, keeping it real with yourself means being open with the fact that, what are you doing? What aren't you doing? We talk about this on my check-in Fridays. And if you ever want to circle back to my YouTube channels or come across my other feeds, you'll notice that there's a few things there that we talk about regularly. Meals, movement, mindset, and your relationship with money. And why I like to keep it real with you is because these small little steps that we do in those 4 areas create such a strong foundation that when it's built to certain levels, nothing will crumble it down. Nothing. And that's hope, right? And that's a form of hope. When you put enough pieces in play, you're going to have success. There's going to be bad days, there's going to be hard days, but at the end of the day, with the right foundation, nothing's going to be able to knock you down. So what does your foundation look like? How are you treating yourself? meals, movement, mindset, your relationship with money, aka stress. Are you doing things to help or to hurt your nervous system? Are you really resting or are you just checking the box? Rest. You'll know this. Your body's going to tell you this. You know, when it comes to keeping it real, your body's going to say yes or no, this is working or this is not working. You'll be more tired. You'll crave sweets if it's not working because you're looking for that quick fix. Um, if it's working, you will prioritize going outside for a walk, even on a cold day. You'll prioritize your bills, and anything that is self development will come first, not last, because you need to come first. Anything that means extra rest for you gets a little red box for a square around it on your calendar or planner, or pink in my case. Pink is my personal box. And I talk about these as one of my different workshops. The Goldilocks approach, for instance, is a really good one where we talk about this kind of planning. And here's the thing. This particular episode right now, you know, making your own sunshine isn't about, you know, color coordinating your calendar, but it's about prioritizing the things that you need to do so you can keep your cup full, so you can stay happy. You know, maybe it is technically checking off those boxes of the things that heal or regulate your nervous system, journaling, meditating, dancing or moving your body like that, light flow like yoga or a walk, um, getting outside in nature, going for a walk. Those are two more. There are so many amazing things. And when eating healthy and eating on a regular basis, lots of water, those pretty much summarize every single thing that you need to do to regulate your nervous system. If you're not prioritizing that, you're not building a strong foundation. Um, and I guarantee you, your body will tell you when you're not. So, where are you at right now, knowing all of that? Um, have you set some resolutions or some intentions maybe for 2024? Do you know the difference? A resolution is something that you say strong and affirm, and an intention has a little bit more room for flexibility. Okay, and intention means you're trying your best, but if you fail, you'll pick yourself back up. Whereas a resolution, most people don't pick themselves up when they fail. And we're 5 days in now. My dad's birthday, guys. My dad's 78th birthday was yesterday. So woohoo. That was really epic. That was as cool. We had the family together, minus a couple kids, but it was really, really nice. So back to where we're at here. We're 5 days into the new year, into January. And where are you at with the promises that you've kept to yourself? Yeah. Stop for a second and think about it. Meals, movement, mindset, your relationship with money. You know, if you're in your mid 50s or early 50s like I am, and you've got kids and you've got life and you've got your health and you've got your business and you just don't really know how to put this all together and what makes sense and how to prioritize things because you're so many pieces right now are the unknown. And most of us fit in this category. Most of us fit in this space of being in the unknown, whether we are an employee at a job. That's a big one. Whether we're in a relationship where we are struggling to get out. We know we need it. We can feel it. We're checked out. The marriage, the relationship is done. And thank God this is not where I'm at right now, but I've been there and I've been there twice. And it's hard. Every step is hard. Waiting patiently feels like it's completely out of your control. This is the same thing, my friends. This is the exact same things for a medical procedure. You know it needs to be done. It doesn't mean you're financially, emotionally, and mentally ready, right? So tapping into what makes your nervous system regulated, what helps you bring out your own sunshine, those are the things that you're going to want to lean into in 2024. And we're going to learn a lot about that through the Glow Up Challenge. Mm. There's only a couple sips I have left, and I think it's getting cool, but it's still okay. So the Glow Up Challenge is really a way that you can stay accountable for the promises that you said that you were going to do to yourself. It's a way of showing up for yourself and giving yourself a star. Or in my case, I do a red dot on the calendar. Um, yeah, you need to stay accountable to yourself this time. If you want different results, this is the one thing you need to do. You need to show up for yourself daily. This is the thing that's different. When it comes to bills and expenses, you cannot be the one that you're saying no to. You can't be, or nothing will change because you cannot grow from the same position where you currently are at. You cannot grow from the same position where you currently are at. You just can't. So, in order to change that, you need to be in a different environment. You need to be learning and growing in a different space. And this is where your intentions and resolutions need to come in. Now think about what we've talked about today, putting it all together. Of course, I make my own sunshine every day, and I share most of that with you through my lives, through my podcast, through my stories, through a lot of my posts, through my newsletters. I do make my, I'm not quite done it. I do make my own sunshine, guys. Some days I make my own rain, and I'm open and I'm emotional. And this year, as we head into 2024, I am going to continue to keep all of the promises that I've made to myself. I'm going to continue to prioritize me so I can learn to trust when the days get hard. So I can learn that it's okay to surrender. And I know that whatever is coming my way is for the highest good of all. And I know there's a bigger plan than I could ever dream possible that's out there waiting for me. I just have to get to the other side, and the other side isn't always easy. And that's the same thing with you. But the thing is, we're not doing this alone. You're not trying to figure it out on your own. You've linked arms with this amazing space. So continue to listen and go back and listen to the other episodes. And like I said, put this in your pocket, listen to it, go for a walk. Enjoy today's recording on making your own sunshine. How do you do that? Do you paint? Do you play? Do you play music? Do you cook? Do you tap in? I'm looking here because all around me are yesterday's oracle cards. All of the ones I pulled, my angel book, all of these yesterday, and I didn't journal on one of them. And I didn't journal at all. And this is something I would normally feel guilty about. I'm not feeling guilty about this. I'm not adding the pressure to myself, but I do notice how much I miss it. I do notice how thinking differently from different attributes helps me think differently, helps me come up with different ideas and resolutions. I do know how this has been part of my healing practice for quite a while. So all of a sudden, why am I not journaling? The way I love to. I mean, look, those are all of the journals I went through last year. That's quite a bit. And I'm working on another one right now. Why would I suddenly want to stop journaling? What am I afraid of? Good question. So as we lean in to 2024, as we're a half a year older than where we were, what are your intentions? How does that fit in with your goals? What are you working towards this year? What does that look like to you? How are you going to share that? How are we going to emulate that light? How are we going to take that sunshine that you've created and share it with the rest of the world? That's how I'm curious. Okay, if you're interested in learning a little bit more about what I do, my one area of focus right now is my Essentially You group and coaching program. It is phenomenal. I am still honoring 2023 pricing for this time. I am not even disclosing what 2024 pricing is going to look like, but 2023 pricing, I will put the link up in here. There are two options. There's the group, and then there is the group and coaching program. And both of these options are phenomenal. Just figure out which one's the best for you, and I'll see you on the inside. Thanks, guys, for watching me today, for catching episode 169. If you have any questions about how I help you live your best life, how I help you take your life from unbearable to unstoppable, how I help you make your own sunshine, send me an email, Sonia@freshapproachfitness.ca. Send me an email there or DM me on any platform and I will be in touch with you soon.